According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Table 300.5, a minimum clearance is required for floor box installations in concrete floors. This clearance, as stated in the code, is 2 inches from the top of the floor box to the finished floor surface. This requirement is in place to ensure sufficient space for the safe installation, operation, and maintenance of electrical equipment housed within the floor box. The 2-inch clearance also serves to protect the electrical equipment from potential physical damage that could occur if the floor box were installed too close to the surface. Such damage could compromise the integrity of the electrical system, leading to safety hazards such as electrical shock or fire. Therefore, adherence to this code requirement is crucial for maintaining electrical safety and ensuring compliance with the National Electrical Code. When installing a floor box in a concrete floor, firstly, identify the exact location where the floor box is to be installed, taking into account the intended use of the electrical outlets or data connections that will be housed within the box. Secondly, carefully measure the depth of the concrete pour to ensure that there is sufficient space to accommodate the floor box and maintain the required 2-inch clearance from the top of the box to the finished floor surface. Thirdly, if the depth of the concrete pour is insufficient to meet the 2-inch clearance requirement, consider using a floor box with a shallower profile or adjusting the height of the concrete pour to achieve the necessary clearance. Fourthly, after the concrete has been poured and allowed to cure, carefully install the floor box, ensuring that it is securely mounted and flush with the finished floor surface. Fifthly, double-check the clearance between the top of the floor box and the finished floor surface to ensure that it meets the minimum 2-inch requirement specified in Table 300.5 of the National Electrical Code. Sixthly, once the floor box is installed and the clearance is verified, install the necessary electrical wiring and connections, following all applicable codes and regulations. Seventhly, test the electrical outlets or data connections to ensure that they are functioning properly and that there are no safety hazards. Eighthly, install the cover plate or other finishing hardware to complete the installation. Ninthly, document the installation, including the date of installation, the type of floor box used, and the clearance between the top of the box and the finished floor surface. Tenthly, periodically inspect the floor box to ensure that it remains in good condition and that there are no signs of damage or deterioration. It is essential to be aware of the potential consequences of failing to comply with the clearance requirements specified in Table 300.5 of the National Electrical Code. Failure to maintain the required 2-inch clearance could result in code violations, fines, and potential liability in the event of an accident or injury. Additionally, it could compromise the safety of the electrical system and create a hazard for building occupants. Therefore, it is crucial to prioritize code compliance and ensure that all floor box installations meet the minimum clearance requirements. In situations where there is limited space or other constraints that make it difficult to achieve the required 2-inch clearance, it may be necessary to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector to explore alternative solutions. These solutions may include using a different type of floor box, modifying the concrete floor, or relocating the floor box to a more suitable location. However, it is important to ensure that any alternative solutions comply with all applicable codes and regulations and do not compromise the safety of the electrical system. It is also important to note that the clearance requirements specified in Table 300.5 of the National Electrical Code apply specifically to floor boxes installed in concrete floors. Different clearance requirements may apply to floor boxes installed in other types of floors, such as wood or tile. Therefore, it is essential to consult the National Electrical Code and other applicable codes and regulations to determine the appropriate clearance requirements for the specific type of floor in which the floor box is being installed. In addition to the minimum clearance requirements, there are other factors to consider when installing floor boxes in concrete floors. These factors include the load-bearing capacity of the floor, the presence of any underground utilities or obstructions, and the potential for moisture or water intrusion. It is important to carefully assess these factors and take appropriate measures to mitigate any potential risks. For example, if the floor is not strong enough to support the weight of the floor box and its contents, it may be necessary to reinforce the floor or use a floor box with a lighter weight design. If there are underground utilities or obstructions in the area where the floor box is to be installed, it may be necessary to relocate the floor box or reroute the utilities. If there is a risk of moisture or water intrusion, it may be necessary to use a waterproof floor box or install a drainage system to prevent water from entering the box. The National Electrical Code is a comprehensive set of standards that covers a wide range of electrical safety topics. It is updated regularly to reflect the latest advancements in electrical technology and safety practices. Therefore, it is important for electrical contractors, engineers, and inspectors to stay up to date on the latest edition of the National Electrical Code and to be familiar with all applicable codes and regulations. In addition to the National Electrical Code, there may be other state and local codes and regulations that apply to floor box installations. It is important to consult with local authorities to determine the specific requirements for the jurisdiction in which the floor box is being installed. Compliance with these codes and regulations is essential for ensuring electrical safety and avoiding potential fines or penalties. Furthermore, proper installation of floor boxes not only ensures safety but also contributes to the longevity and efficient operation of electrical systems. By adhering to the specified clearances and considering factors such as load-bearing capacity and moisture protection, one can prevent premature wear and tear on the equipment and minimize the need for costly repairs or replacements. A well-installed floor box also enhances the overall aesthetics of the space, providing a clean and professional finish. This is particularly important in commercial settings where appearance can impact the perception of the business. The choice of materials for floor boxes should also be carefully considered. Floor boxes are typically made of metal or non-metallic materials. Metal floor boxes are more durable and resistant to physical damage, making them suitable for high-traffic areas. Non-metallic floor boxes are less expensive and are resistant to corrosion, making them a good choice for damp or wet environments. The selection of the appropriate material depends on the specific application and the environmental conditions. In addition to the physical aspects of floor box installation, proper grounding is also essential for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping a circuit breaker or fuse and preventing electrical shock. Floor boxes should be properly grounded in accordance with the National Electrical Code. This typically involves connecting a grounding wire to the floor box into a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod or a metal water pipe. Regular inspections of floor boxes are important to identify any potential problems before they become safety hazards. Inspection should include checking for loose connections, damaged wiring, and signs of water intrusion. Any problems should be addressed promptly by a qualified electrician. In conclusion, the 2-inch clearance requirement specified in Table 300.5 of the National Electrical Code for floor box installations in concrete floors is crucial for maintaining electrical safety and ensuring compliance with code. By adhering to this requirement and considering other factors such as load-bearing capacity, moisture protection, and proper grounding, one can ensure the safe and reliable operation of electrical systems. Regular inspections and maintenance are also essential for identifying and addressing any potential problems before they become safety hazards. Always consult with qualified professionals and adhere to all applicable codes and regulations to ensure the safety and integrity of electrical installations. Electrical safety is paramount, and adherence to these guidelines is crucial for protecting individuals and property from the dangers of electricity. Remember to always prioritize safety when working with electrical systems and seek professional assistance when needed.